What's up, Hyperdrivers? Welcome back to the channel. Today in the house, I have the Black Series Bo-Katan helmet. This is awesome. This is the latest 1-to-1 scale helmet that Hasbro has released. I was able to pick this one up over at Bitz Buttons, the greatest toy store here in South Florida. They're in the Plantation area. And if you're ever looking to pick up anything Black Series, vintage collection, old school figures, not including Star Wars, you could get He-Man, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, all kinds of cool stuff there at that toy store. It is the greatest toy store down here in Florida. So if you're ever in this area, you got to make sure you check out Bitz Buttons. All right. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to unbox this helmet. I'm going to put some batteries in it. I'm going to give you an up close personal look at all of the details that make this helmet awesome, and then show you how the electronics work and let you know what I think about it. And I'm going to compare this to a much more expensive helmet that I have up there on the wall. That one is a custom Bo-Katan helmet painted by a master painter who took a look at all of the details from the TV show and tried to make it as TV show accurate as possible. So we're going to compare a $130 helmet to a more like a $500 helmet, and then we're going to see what you're getting for your money. All right, let's take a look at the box details. So just like the latest of all of the Black Series helmets, you got that angle way, and it shows, Bo-Katan there, which looks really, really nice. All right, then you got to look at the helmet, and I like how they always do that half cut where it shows more of like a diagram of the look of it, and then you have the actual paint way. In the back, you can see that it has these electronics, and you can see that the viewfinder comes down and you can be removed, and then you have that on the back. All right, let's pop it open. All right, looks like everything is wrapped in tissue. Wow. They really protect the hell out of that helmet now. That's awesome. So you make sure to wrap that up very nicely. You get some instructions. Look like that. Okay. Some warnings, don't eat the helmet or whatever. Takes one AA battery. You're gonna need a screwdriver to pop that open, and just like all of the other Mando helmets that I've picked up, it's always in that side part of the visor where they're going to have that. All right. So let's see what else. It's like the visor comes separate. Lots of tissue. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, nice. Okay. Really nice details on the visor. You can see that it's got weathering, speckles, and stuff like that. And then you have the visor itself. This should light up. It's even got the electronics on the other side where it pops in. This should slide out. Yep, that slides out. And then when it lights up, you're going to get some effects there for the viewfinder. Also, this should blink. So that's what you should see there. And I think the batteries are in this guy. Let's see if we can pop this out without too much trouble. It's nice. It's got a good weight to it. It's pretty, man. Very, very pretty. Let's get some batteries in it, and then I will show you everything that this comes with. All right, so the batteries are installed and everything's all put together. So unlike the Mandalorian helmet, you do not have that light up feature that is in the interior of the helmet. And that only came on the Mando helmet. This is more like the Boba Fett helmet when it comes to the light up features. One of the things that I do like about all of the Black Series helmets is that you get this interior greeblies, and then these spots here are cushions, these brown areas. So you can see they're kind of like a red brown, which kind of matches the outfit. But the greeblies are super nice, and that's one of the things about the Black Series helmets that makes them stand out, especially for the $130 price point. It's killer. I always like that they do that. One thing about this one here that's pretty interesting is they don't have the X at the very front of the visor. They instead just made one plastic piece that connects there, and I'm thinking that's because it didn't really need it because it's not as wide as the other helmets. But you can see the weathering and all of the details that are on this helmet are very, very nicely done. It's dirty looking, and it just looks really, really cool. You got that one line there at the very top, though. You see that? Let me see how that looks when I look at that. So it's like, could be like a seam of like where they, and you can feel it too, where it, where they took and they molded it, I guess. So there is like kind of like a line there at the very top of the dome. It's not very noticeable, but I mean, I can see it. So it's not noticeable, I think, when you have it on display, but it goes all the way around the back side of that. Okay, then you have the visor, and the visor comes down by pressing this side button right here. And then just like with the other Mando helmet, with Boba Fett, you get that blinking light, all right? And then also, if you remove this part, try to do that here, hard to do from that angle, there we go. You have the viewfinder. So that's pretty cool for playing, you know, and for doing cosplay, which is really neat. I like that. That is a cool option. The back of the helmet here is vented, so you can see through. I know it's hard to see that because it's dark, but you can actually see through this area here. Let me see if I can maybe shine a light through it. There we go. Let's see. Let's pop that through. Yeah, see, you can see the vent lights there, or the vent lights. The lighting, the light goes through the vents. So that's something also that's also pretty cool. All right. Let's see how this thing fits. Should be made for a woman, so I don't know if it's going to fit in my head as well. Although the other Black Series helmets have fit pretty good. No, this fits really, really good. You know, the visor part, I could see through it real easily. It could come down a little bit more. Probably I just need to, you know, loosen up the straps. And then it has a, you know, good distance from my nose, so my nose isn't pressed up against this glass area here, the visor area. And it turns with my head really well. So good fit for my head anyway. Can't tell you what the size of my head is. I wear a, what size is this? Large hat? I don't know. I don't know what size hat I wear. Here we go, 39, no, that's 39, that's the name of the brand. I don't know what size hat I wear, but for me anyway, the helmet fits pretty good. So let me bring out the $500 helmet and we'll take a look at some of the differences between this and that. All right, so here they are side by side. This is the $500 helmet. This one here is the Hasbro helmet. Right away, the first thing that's starking and differences is the size of the helmet overall. The Hasbro does look bigger. And then the visor also, the visor on this one is smaller, you can see, you know, versus this one, which is much larger. All right, so let me take a quick measurement of the difference. This is a fiberglass helmet, so it's lighter. It's not as heavy. Obviously, I don't have, this one doesn't have any kind of lining or anything in the interior, so you know, you don't get that. So the helmet and I'm measuring from the point of this, I don't know what to call this, but the side of the helmet, the furthest part out is what I'm going to be measuring from, since the interiors are different. But so this one here is about 9 1/4 inches wide. Okay, and the Hasbro helmet is a 10, almost 10 1/4 or 10 1/8 inches wide. So that's the difference that way. From the back of the helmet to the front of the helmet is about 11 inches. And on the fiberglass one, it's about 9 1/4 inches to the very front to the back. And then from top to bottom, with the highest part being your visor, this helmet is about, the fiberglass helmet is about 12, a little over 12 inches tall. Okay, and then your Hasbro one is 12 inches, 12 1/2 inches tall to the top of the visor. All right, or the top of the viewfinder. Sorry, not the visor. Your viewfinder is 2 5/8 inches long on the fiberglass one, and on this one is 3¼ inches long. So it's quite a bit bigger on the Hasbro one than on the side here. Differences in paint, you know, on this one here is, you know, you got the metallics that are definitely a lot shinier. It's got more dirt and grime on both sides. The visor on this one does not go down, you know, so you don't have that option. This one here, you can see it side to side. This one here still has a metallic finish to it, but it's not as glossy as that one. Okay, my custom one here is definitely dirtier. You can see the difference in the effects there. I like the scarring on my fiberglass one better. You can see that it's a lot more noticeable on this one. Pull it that way, so you can see the difference in the scars there on the side. It's a lot more subtle on the Hasbro than it is on the custom one that I got. Okay. The back of this one doesn't have that seam line that this one has. There's a lot more oxidation in the blues on the top of the helmet. You can see there's a lot of oxidation in the paint. So that's nice, that dirt look to it. Hasbro did a good job though. I mean, the Hasbro one has a lot of oxidation also. Maybe not as much as the custom one, but they did a really, really nice job with that. I would say that the points where you can see the metals looks very similar. They look very similar. They're not exactly identical, but they look very similar in the way they're applied. So that looks cool. This one here feels more textured than the Hasbro one. I like the way that on both of these, the way they did the scarring, or not the scarring, but the weathering on the edges of the metal. So you can see the exposed one. The exposed, you can see they got the same thing going on here. It's a lot more exposed on the Hasbro one, which I like. I like that actually a little better than what you get on the custom one. But it's still very cool. Your back of your helmet is metal, but it's not see-through. So this one is sealed. So there's no venting back there. Whereas, like I said, you get that on this one. You get more seal. But you can see the difference in grime and dirt and the way that the light reflects off of it. That looks fantastic. You know, this one here is a lot more cleaner and it's a little dull. You know, like it doesn't have that same reflection. So it could probably use a little bit of a repaint in the metal areas. All right. And then there it is from this side. You can see that, the on this one here, again, it's metallic. You got the same scuffing and everything, but because it's dirtied up where the black is kind of like it's a lot more apparent there. And especially you can see that right here in this area right there. It looks like the dirt is kind of caked in there. All right. This one here is a little cleaner and brighter, so you can see the speckles on it. And then in your owl, you can see that this one here is lighter than this one. This one's a little darker and grimier. Both have a really sharp look to it though. And they both have that similar blue scarring that is going on throughout it. So, I mean, overall, I think the Hasbro one does a really good job at trying to be as faithful to the TV show as it can be. Obviously, the difference in price point is there, but from what I'm seeing on this helmet, you know, it's for the price point, really, really well done. You know, not everybody can afford or wants to take and buy a $500 helmet. You know, this one here, $130 price point, and you get all of these details. You get some light up features to go along with it, and you get those interior greeblies. That's really, really freaking cool. So I like it. I think it's a really well done helmet. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. Also, again, if you guys are looking to pick it up, I am not keeping the Hasbro one. It's because I actually already have this one. There's no reason for me to take and replace them. So if you want to pick this one up, just contact me and we can make arrangements to get it shipped out to you. All right. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. Until next time, may the force be with you.